Good morning, everyone. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading, where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. Now, I do want to say, for those of you that are recently joined, I am a medium and a channeler, so I don't do card readings in general. However, I pull cards regularly for myself because I find it's a neat secondary way to connect to Spirit, to get some validations of things I'm getting for myself. And my guides really encouraged me to start sharing that with you guys for a general collective message for us all, which is how these daily card readings started. And so I say that because even though I don't use cards in my work professionally, in my teaching or mediumship sessions, like I said, I really enjoy them. And I think they're a great tool, and they're a great introductory tool as well for those that are wanting to open that connection, wanting to create that bridge to Spirit. So I definitely encourage you guys to try it out for yourself, feel into which cards you like. Some decks resonate, some decks don't. Again, it's totally up to you. And different decks will have different messages based on what needs to come through. So if you guys will notice, I change up the cards usually weekly, right? Which deck I'm using, but sometimes I'm drawn to use the same one for another week or 2 weeks because the messages in those cards have value. So I encourage you to keep an eye out on that. And also, as a little teaser, we're getting really close to finishing the Awakening Avalon Oracle deck, which I am so excited to share with you guys when it comes out. Countdown is on. But for today, I am using the Sacred Light Oracle deck here. These are beautiful, beautiful cards. So let's see what we have for this week with these cards and see what Spirit wants to share. Curious about the energy this week. So let's see. One more shuffle here. Okay. Okay, that was a fast cut. Okay, interesting, beautiful. So, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so the first one, we're still in a few more days of being in the energy of Leo. Leo season is fire season, fire element, okay? And it's a very passionate, moving energy. And so this first card that came out is Tibetan Fire Serpent, pardon me. And it talks about seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path, and authority. So this one is talking about, first of all, I want to speak to the serpent piece in here. So serpentine energy, in history, serpents have been distorted to represent evil, danger, untruths, all of that. But some of the origins of what is known to be serpentine energy is connected to the idea of Kundalini energy in our body, the serpent energy of light that moves up. Even some symbolisms, even biblical symbolisms of like the evil serpent, right, that convinced Eve to bite the apple in that story. The serpents, as I've come to understand them from my guides, represent wisdom and seeking wisdom. We can take any symbolism and make it negative if we want, but there's also another side or another story, or sometimes an origin story. And so serpentine wisdom is that knowledge, that connection through your whole being of consciousness that can run through when it is fully awakened. And so I love that this is talking about that serpentine energy. And this is saying, like, use your discernment and your own personal authority to find the better path for you. So when you're assessing your path, your steps forward, what you want to do next, really feel into it. Like that we've been getting about feeling into your personal truths, honor your personal truths. What does it feel like? What's your intuition? This is saying honor that, especially with the energy still that we have of Leo season, just a few more days. Feel into that fire element, feel into that serpentine thing to find your better path, because your better path is essentially sacred space. And this card is called Sacred Space. And it is essentially that. It is about positive outcomes, clarity, attraction, lucky attraction, and removing obstacles. So when you really recognize that your internal sphere, your internal energy is your sacred space, you create the energy of attracting what you want, right? awakening that passion, that fire, that energy within helps you align with the energy that you want instead of being caught up in like chaotic energies and things you don't want. Like use that to your advantage of getting to know self and getting to know what that is and really finding that clarity. So what this tells me is that we will come into some revelations personally and collective. They're showing me the two layers. We will come into experiences of clarity. Maybe certain things will finally fall on your path that makes sense. Certain events will happen that make sense. Alignments you've been trying to bring forward will fall into place and make sense. We're getting clarity because there is a removal of obstacles, which is what we've been really working towards. So removal of obstacles, which is interesting. And I love this because the next card then is the divine creation. And this is experiences of harmony, of euphoria. This also really, to me, expresses the energy of the goddess Isis, the Egyptian goddess Isis, who is like a mother goddess, creation goddess, divine feminine power, understood her magic, her ability to work with all of the elements, the land. She knew how to alchemize all of it, to pull it all together, to be a creative force and a creative force in her life, and then was a leader to others. And so this is saying embody that energy within self and be that creative force for self, right? Like personal commitments, accepting self, and then living in a state, they say euphoria here. I would personally say harmony. Euphoria sometimes seems like an energy of excess. Again, everybody interprets a word to themselves. So if that resonates for you, absolutely go with it. To me, I think harmony is beautiful because it's a state of balance, of happiness, of bliss, but not an excess, in a place of harmony. So I think this is really just harmonizing all parts of self, using the energy of the serpentine energy, the fire element that we have, really helping to remove obstacles by harnessing and holding that sacred space to create your ability of divine creation. I think this is beautiful. So beautiful. Look at the power in this card and look at the peace energy in this card. Stunning. Now, male or female, however you identify, this card is just really saying accepting and embodying and being your truest self. So really something to consider. And I think that's a great start to our Monday. And as we transition into the next energies this month and then slowly inching our way towards September, lots of stuff kind of coming to the surface. But our sacred space makes us those divine creators to really create what we want in this world, make it purposeful. So happy Monday, you guys. I hope this helps inspire you to be in your best energy for the week. Check out the podcast this week too. It's a really good one. It talks about soul purpose, actually. So that's really interesting how this all kind of aligns. It talks about essentially this frequency energy. So check it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Also, I do want to say, if you're looking into diving deeper into your experience of consciousness, join me on Wednesday night at avalonspirit.com. You can register there for my Cosmic Consciousness Circle. We're going to be talking about some really expansive ideas and how that's leading us into the energies of the fall. So check that out if it feels aligned. And yeah, thank you guys again. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.